All right, guys, thank you for tuning back to part 2 of the wagon build. What I left off last time I worked on it, I was pretty much done with the assembly of it. Right now what I'm going to be doing is cleaning all the parts. I'm going to be finishing off the tub, welding all the little cracked areas. Like that spot right there. There. Obviously the four in the front have it too. I will be sanding down most of these sharp edges on all these areas. Probably be sanding some of this down right here because, as you guys can tell, it's rubbing on the wheel. So I'll sand it down a little bit more flush to the spindle. What else am I going to be doing right now? Basically just getting everything kind of ready and prepped. I'll start primering. Not sure if I want to do the tub white or purple, but I do have the colors. This is what I decided to try to do. Sorry. Some metal cast anodized coating from Duplicolor. I'll have the links for these cans down below if you guys are interested in trying these out. I picked these up at my local Pet Boys. But if you guys just want these shipped to your house, just click the link, grab them from Amazon, and you should be good to go. What else am I gonna do? I'm gonna screw the little motor in place, powder coat a bunch of those little pieces, and go from there. So let me get to it, and I'll kick you guys back on when I'm a little bit further down. All right, guys. So I welded up all the broken little areas. I didn't sand them down very well at the bottom because I want them to have a little bit of thickness on that where that crack was. On the inside I sanded them a lot better. Just wanted to show you basically what it comes out to look. If you really wanted to get down to it, you could sand those down really well and then use a little bit of body filler to smooth them out. But like I said, this is going to be for the bottom. I don't really care. I'm primering it right now. This is my first coat. I'm going to do one more coat of the primer, and then I'm going to shoot it with a chrome paint as a base coat. So to get that like metallic purple look, I'm going to shoot it with chrome as a base. I'm thinking of doing part of the frame with this color and leaving it alone, but I don't know, it might just be too flashy. I don't think it'll look that good. But you need the chrome to lay as a base coat for that purple or the red if you were to use red. So let me finish this. I'm gonna start primering the frame also, and basically letting that dry while I clean up the rest of the parts. All right, guys. So I already hit it with the metallic or the chrome paint. The one thing that a lot of people don't like about this paint is that it doesn't actually shoot it in chrome. You know, it shows a chrome cap on the lid, but it really isn't. I mean, it does look a little bit nice once you clear it though, so you know, but the fact that I'm gonna go over it with purple, it's fine. Let me show you what I mean on these other pieces though. So I already did these. This one I'm gonna do, these three I'm gonna do one more coat. But this one I did it already with 4 or 5 coat. I think it's 4 or 5. You see how it actually has a nice shine to it. And it really matters, the thing that matters is how you prep it. You have to make sure you prep it properly. So what I did for this one, I shot it with Bulldog Adhesion Promoter, and that one helps. It's like gives it like a wet look when it's bare, and then you shoot it and it dries like with a wet look. And then once it's dry, then you shoot it with your primer, and it definitely helps out for the paint to grab to the material. So once I clear these, I know that I'm gonna have a really nice finish. The frame, I just finished primering it, as well as the handle and the little rod in the back. So as soon as these are dry, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the man, I don't know if I want to chrome these. I don't know, I might go with black, honestly. Black frame, purple tub, chrome accents. I wasn't originally wanting to do this in chrome, to be honest with you guys. The original thought was a white tub with purple frame or black frame. So now that I'm doing the purple tub, it kind of throws the whole thing of what I wanted to do. So I'm not really sure what route I'm gonna go with, guys. So when I tune you guys back in, I'm gonna start spraying that. It should be at about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And by then I'm pretty sure I've decided what to do with this. So stick around. Alright guys, so I've already let the paint dry for a while. It's dry to the touch. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it its first coat of purple. I'm gonna see how it comes out. Hopefully it looks good. Now the bottom does look super ugly because of all of the rust over the years has been eating at that sheet metal, but I'm not concerned with it because I am going to make a base out of wood and then put probably about 1 inch or 2 inches worth of foam, and then use some vinyl to top that off so that it's nice and comfortable in there for her, aside from the actual seat that I'll be putting. So all of that will be covered up. I'm mainly concerned about the sides, obviously on the outside, because that's what everybody will see. On the inside, I mean, I can always just go ahead and upholster the inside somehow. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out as I'm done with a couple of coats. Now, in case you guys are wondering, the reason why I decided to go with spray paint, they want to charge me $100 for the tub to powder coat it, or $175 to do a couple of most of the frame and the tub. My wife said that was okay. The reason why I decided to paint after all was because I want you guys to see, in case a lot of the people don't have access to powder coating, or don't know where there's a shop that does powder coating. You can just go to any store and grab some spray cans and still get a really good result. A lot of people, like, especially when they're building something for their kids, they want that pride that they completely did it on their own. So that's part of the reason why I did it also. The savings also was big. I mean, the cans and everything will probably set you back $50-$60 because these are a little bit pricey. But then again, you take the afternoon to do it yourself. It was kind of like a little bit of a pride thing for me also. I'm trying not to put too much of a coat on one specific area, and going around and allowing it to slightly dry before I go over it lightly with another coat, just because I want it to be as even as possible. If you do too thick on one area and then you do light on another and medium on another, you can definitely see those spots. I'll be honest with you guys, I was not expecting the floor to look like that, because that looks pretty bad. Alright guys, I'm going to let it dry for about 15-20 minutes before I go over it again. But honestly, that I kind of like... Let me shoot you guys from another angle. Overall, it looks decent. I'm not going to say this is at all my best spray paint job ever, but you can kind of tell if on some areas, if I had properly done the full tub, it would look gorgeous. But I was not going to take the time to completely sand this down to bare metal and then still end up getting results like that because of the way that like I said, that the rust has been eating through. But yeah, I think it'll look good once I coat it, maybe 2 or 3 coats on the outside, and then clear it. It should look good. So all right guys, so I'm coming along pretty good. One thing I need to mention is that paint is definitely not easy to use. I practically ruined it. Then I waited for it to dry. Then I sanded down a lot of the areas that were dripping, because if you accidentally leave it for a split second too long as you're passing and you slow down, that will definitely generate dripping, paint drips. So I got it as best I could. You guys can kind of see them right there, look. And I'm gonna leave it alone because the top part looks really nice. The inside, like I said, I'm gonna cover it up with something. And then on the outside, there's two things I'm still considering doing. One is making a plate that comes out like right around here, which is about 8 or 9 inches, and having some little exhaust pipes welded out. That I can always add later. But what I wanted to do beforehand though was make a custom decal that covers up pretty much most of that area. So I'm lucky that I'm doing that, because if you really wanted to do this and you wanted a immaculate finish, it is really hard to get it with that paint. I'm not happy with it at all, to be honest with you, but it'll do. I don't want to get back there and resand the whole thing back down and then paint it with a different color that I don't like. If you stand back about 5 feet from it, it looks gorgeous. Like I said, mind that I really didn't focus so much on making it really dark, because it was just really a waste of paint for me. What else? I got most of my parts painted up. Redid this one because apparently you don't shoot clear over this chrome. It makes it really runny and it makes it dull. So I learned that by hitting that piece. I got the motor up here. I'm doing that part, doing all the little pieces right here for the motor. They're almost dry too. I went with the chrome look after all, just because I was gonna spray it black, and then I grabbed a piece of black from another go-kart that I had back there, and I put it up against that purple, and it just didn't really call out to me. So I like that so far. I know that once I have the motor in here, add a little bit of color, it'll kind of throw off the whole it'll make the whole wagon look nice. I did, however, do the handle black, just to kind of offset those two colors. I don't want to be all exaggerated with the chrome look. So let me finish up, let me get these pieces dried up and start adding them on here, and we'll technically be done for the build. And then I'll finish the video off making the insert for the seat. But as of today, once I put that back up, I'll probably leave it alone for a couple days. All right, guys, so I put some of the parts back together. I finished the little motor painting it, and it's put back on. I just gotta bolt these little screws in there. Finish putting these screws on here. On this, I'm gonna be putting some decals, like a Chevrolet decal right here, to kind of imitate the covers. What I just started doing, hey, get off of that. Let me show you guys. I took a piece of, went to the dollar store and got some of this foam board, and cut it out to where it fits perfectly inside there. So that'll be my floor. And I'm tracing this onto a piece of wood. It's only 1/4 inch thick. Well, I already traced it. See, there it is. So I traced it onto here, and this will just be I'm just gonna have a plain board on here. Let me put it in the sun so you can't really see it in the shade. And I am gonna use some black vinyl for the floor, and then I'm also gonna do, I went to the upholstery shop yesterday and got these vinyl pieces here. So this will be for the floor, and then this will be for the seat. I also got some 2-inch foam that I will be using for the seat. Picked that up at one of my local upholstery shops. And I don't know, I feel like if I decide not to like these colors once they're done, I'll just go ahead and invest on getting another color. But I think that they'll be nice once it's already cut and the seat is built. I think it'll be nice and good. Aside from that, I mean, everything else is pretty much done. I just have to get like some lock nuts for here so that I can tighten them up and have a little bit of play on the wheels, because if I tighten this up all the way, these wheels on the original wagons did not have nuts. What it was is one of those little let me show you guys. It's one of these right here. These just lock in place. They don't actually tighten anything. They just hold the wheel from popping out. So I have to imitate something like this, and the best thing I could think of is getting one of those nylon lock nuts. That way it tightens up before actually tightening the wheel in place. So I'm gonna have to go and get some of those. I'm gonna end up painting the wheels just because overall, now that I see everything painted, it doesn't look that nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and just redo them, probably in white. Maybe put some like little decals on the wheels to kind of get like a muscle look. Aside from that, I'll probably paint. I'll make a stencil on my silhouette cameo. Make a stencil with you know, something like BF Goodrich or something, and maybe spray paint it against the tires. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do a few little things, just kind of like make it pop even more. But right now I'm gonna focus on making the carpet or the floor and making the seat. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so I've already cut the piece. I'm gonna test it right now and see if it goes in properly, how it should go. Okay, I think I'm happy. I kind of got a little bit carried away right there, and I cut a little bit less, but you won't be able to see it once the black is on there. Right now it's popping even more because this is the contrast of light brown versus purple, but when it's black, you'll be able to see, it'll hide a lot easier. I think it's good. It's a little bit snug on that corner right here and here, but with the vinyl, honestly, I think it'll kind of help to keep it in place. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run with it as it is right now. Let me just try to pull it back out because it's a really tight fit. Yeah. All right, guys. So now I'm gonna go ahead and spray this and run the black leather on it. So then, by the time I'm done with that, I'll be able to slap it on there and we can proceed to the seat. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna use some general purpose adhesive. I went to my local auto parts store right here at the AutoZone, and it was $22 for a bottle just this size. So I passed on that. I went to one of my buddy's upholstery shops, Castillo Upholstery here in Modesto, and scored one of these for $5. So shop around, guys. Mama, okay. Thank you. All right, you're gonna let that sit for a minute. Once it's almost dry and it's still sticky up to your fingers, you're ready to bond them together. So I'm gonna let it sit probably for about a minute. Okay, I think we're good. All right, guys, so I'm gonna flip it over and put it right over this. Ya no. Still not dry. At least dry enough. You can still feel that it's a little bit. No. It's almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop right at the edges where it's before it starts curving. The reason is because gracias, mi amor. I'm gonna start pulling on those corners and cutting away as I do that also.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. Yes, hi guys.
Hi guys.
Okay. No. No.
Yeah, Papa.
All right, guys. There you have it. Just gotta do the front. Gotta wipe that is. I'm not sure what that's from. I gotta make sure I clean that. Just gotta do the front right here. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. All right, guys, I'm about to test fit this panel on here. See if it goes in properly. So here is the floor already put on. It fit almost like a glove. I had to squeeze the back end of it a little bit and snap it in place, but I like that it's nice and firm. It was literally nothing to it, super easy, just kind of gluing everything in place and making sure that the curves follow through smoothly. Aside from that, now that it's that's finished, I'm pretty sure that the seat will be a lot easier, and then we'll see what we get. All right, guys, so I finally got around to making the mold for the seat, or the template. I used some foam board again. I cut this at the distance that I want my seat. I kind of pre-folded it and everything. That's what all these lines are. This is the center. It's 10 inches wide, so this is 10 inches. And it's a very simple process to get this plate, or this this template. So now I'm just gonna trace it over the diamond plate and cut it with the plasma cutter, and then go back in there with the sanding disc and clean up the edges. Let's see how that comes out. All right, guys, so the plasma cutter cut everything pretty good. Got my template. Now I got the actual backing. So now I just gotta fold this exactly at the areas where I have it on the template. I'm gonna have to mark this. I'm gonna do my center line first, then my 5 inches on each side, so overall 10 inches, and then I'm gonna fold whatever else I can. The only thing about this is that this is 1/8 inch material, so it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really hard to fold it properly. I'm gonna have to kind of just go at it with a hammer, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll figure something out. But in a way, it's probably a good thing that it's not gonna have like nice 90-degree turns, because it's for a seat. So if it has kind of curved turns, that'll probably be a little bit more comfortable for my kids. So we'll see. What I'm mainly concerned about is getting 10 inches flat through the center, so I could bolt down the wood, and then ultimately put the vinyl on there. So let's see how this comes out. All right, guys, so it's getting a little bit dark, so I'm not sure how much you guys will be able to see of this, but this is what I marked my bottom. So I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clamp these with some vice grips really firmly, and then start folding out the sides. That's the best way I think I'm gonna do. The best way. I left this, if you guys notice, this is kind of cut at a straight on this side and kind of angled on this side. The reason for that is because this is gonna sit on the inside of this, and when I have the right angle that I want, I'm gonna go ahead and pop some rivets, 2 or 3 rivets to the side, so I can adjust that angle depending on how it comes out. So let's see how it looks. I'm gonna start, like I said, I'm gonna use some vice grips and curve it, and then start beating the sides in, probably with a piece of wood or something, so I don't damage it with a hammer. So all right, let me pick this back up in a few minutes. All right guys, so it took a little bit of ingenuity, but I got it. I ended up just kind of grinding out the lines a little bit, and that definitely helped the folding process. Then I used a piece of wood underneath it and a piece of wood on the side, and I kind of, with pressure, was able to fold every corner. But that's how the seat looks. I think that looks pretty badass. Honestly, I'm super happy with the result. I'm gonna leave it at just like this. I don't want to straighten it out too much, because I don't want her to be in a comfortable spot. I want her to be able to kind of lean back a bit. So I think this will offer that. Plus the cushion, like I said, it's 2 inches, so it has like about an inch and a half of cushion, 1.25 inches once you smash it with the vinyl. So that's what this piece will be. That's the one thing I did realize. I have to trim off about probably 1/4 inch off of each one of these pieces of wood, just because since, like I said, this is 1/8 of an inch thick. I did not realize I didn't compensate for that distance, so that's 1/4 of an inch on the inside to inside. And then, so obviously, since it curves in a little bit, see how they don't sit all the way? That's because right here it's off by a hair because it overlaps each other. So it's not a big, it's easy, super easy thing to do. Just like I said, cut off the pieces of wood, probably about probably 1/2 inch, just to make sure and I don't have any issues with it. So I'm gonna do that now, and the seat will be pretty much ready. Once I have that done, I can put the upholstery on here. But like I said earlier, I'm gonna take it tomorrow to have my buddy put a racing stripe through the center. So we'll do that. All right guys, so I got mostly everything put together on the wagon. You guys saw a little clip last night finishing the little seat. What I did last night though too, I made some decals. This is actually the holographic chrome. You can kind of see it right there. Once I take off the transfer paper, you'll be able to see the true color of it. So I'm going to be putting it right around there. So I did 2 flames. Then I did a little radio flyer logo, thinking of putting it on the corner, on the bottom corner like that. And then I also did some Chevrolet little decals for the coverage right there. So let's put those on and see how it looks. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of weeks since I got this wagon done. I haven't had any chance to finish off the video, and then sometimes I'll just forget. But the wagon's been ready for a while already. I've actually taken it to 2 different shows already, and it's got a lot of attention. My kid loves it. Let me show you guys what it looks like. I still have not finished the full project, I guess, because I still want to add lighting to it. I think I mentioned that already, I don't remember, but let me show you guys how it looks right now and what I've done to it. Right, so I added those stickers like I mentioned. I think these look super awesome. I added a bottle holder, cup holder for her. It's riveted onto the top. It's actually pretty sturdy, but it wobbles a little bit, but it's not too bad. She's already played with this a few times. One thing I did not realize, that I made this at the very wrong angle. it clears the motor, but when it's let go, it hits right in that spot. So my kid has already done that on both sides. We have the cover that is for the radio flyers that clamps onto the sides. So it's already got a little bit of paint damage on the corners from those clamps. But this thing looks pretty cool when it has the shade up on it. What else can I mention? I made some stickers, some Goodyear decals, but I offset them to where I put the decal on here and then I spray painted the Goodyear part and I removed the stickers, and that's how they came out. I think it looked pretty good. You can see a little bit of overspray on the little foot there and the wing, but the letters came out perfect. So I thought that was a pretty good idea. I want to build a little something back here so she can hold some of her toys or necessities when we're out somewhere. Maybe a little cooler or something. What else? The seat, I didn't end up getting the racing stripes just because I thought it would be a little too much. And I think this color fits it perfectly. I love the way it looks. Made a little Edelbrock decal also. Like silicone those with some Gorilla Glue because I didn't want to drill any holes through the backside so I could bolt them on. So they've been holding off pretty good and they're pretty strong, so I'm not worried about that. The shifter obviously up and down. She loves pretending to shift while she's driving. The steering wheel is fully functional. It is super smooth, honestly. I cannot be more pleased with the way it came out. The only one bad thing about it, honestly, is that this handle is maybe about 2 inches short, 3 inches. So I might, if it really bugs me, I'll probably extend it later on. My wife pulls this perfectly because she's shorter. I'm a little bit taller, so it's a little bit of a angle for me, and I have to kind of crouch. I put some smaller original radio flyer decals back there. But overall, I love this thing. I could have put a little bit more effort into details, but at the end of the day, it is a rat rod, a hot rod. So you can have a little bit of those dings, a little bit of that the paint scratches, and it'll still look sweet. So yeah, guys, I hope this inspires you guys to build something similar for your kids or for yourself. I mean, you can put a little small engine up there and figure out how to put a sprocket in the back and actually get this thing going on its own. I have another one. I have 2 more actually. I might consider doing at least one more with a different style, but for right now I think I'm happy with the way this came out. A lot of people have asked me how much I would sell it for. I've gotten questions on Instagram, I've gotten questions at the shows. I honestly can't put a price on it just because it's a thing that I've been wanting to do for the past 2 years, almost 3 years, because I wanted to build it before she was even born for her. And the fact that she loves this and she gets in it, acts like she's shifting gears and all that stuff, it just, I can't put a price on this. I've seen some really ugly ones go at the car shows for like $250, $300. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not even gonna question it. If I do a different one, it'll probably be with a white tub, because I have some ideas on a white tub, how I was originally gonna make it. I ordered a bunch of I got a bunch of these magnets from Hobby Lobby that I thought were really cool. They went well with the style, and they go all along the inside. My kid takes them off and plays with them, so they're not in here. For the back, it's one of these right here. I'm probably gonna put some little LED lights in the back here, and wire them up to where they're connected with underglow. I think that would be nice if I go to any truck meets. That would be pretty cool in the nighttime. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. I apologize for those 2 sections where for some reason they started recording vertically. I have no idea how that even happened. I might have clipped them off. I don't even know. I'm gonna go edit this video right now, so if you guys didn't see it, don't know what I'm talking about, ignore it. Alright guys, well, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys liked. I didn't get too much into detail on the actual build part. It's just because it would be super long. But I hope you guys see that, you know, if you guys want to build something like this for your kids, it's not that difficult. All spray painted. I did not use or have to outsource for powder coating or anything like that. I could have done it, but I got lazy. But yeah, I mean, if you guys get your hands on something like this for $20–30 at a yard sale, you guys, with a little bit of effort, some paint, if you happen to have welding skills, or if you know somebody that does, they can help you out with it and get something similar. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you like and subscribe. Turn your notifications on, because I will be putting up a lot more videos in the upcoming weeks. And thank you guys for the support. See you next time.